Ambassador Zethkar of the Vraxian Empire adjusted his ceremonial battle armor one final time before entering the Grand Assembly Hall. The crystalline spires of the Galactic Council headquarters stretched endlessly above them, each surface reflecting the light of a dozen different suns. Today marked humanity's 15th year as a member species, and yet they remained the most puzzling civilization the Council had ever encountered. "Still can't believe they're allowed in here," muttered Captain Thorne, his plasma rifle gleaming against his chest. The Andromedan officer's four eyes tracked the entrance nervously. No weapons on their guards. "It's unnatural." Zethkar's mandibles clicked in agreement. Every species in the galaxy understood the fundamental truth of diplomacy. Words were weapons, and weapons protected the words. The Kree brought phase cannons. The hegemony deployed quantum disruptors. Even the peaceful Lumina carried neural stunners. Everyone except the humans. The massive doors dilated, and the human delegation entered. Ambassador Sarah Chen led the group, her simple black suit, a stark contrast to the elaborate ceremonial garments worn by other species. Behind her walked two figures that never failed to perplex the Council, the human diplomatic guards. Marcus Webb and Elena Vasquez moved with a fluid confidence that seemed almost predatory, yet they carried nothing more threatening than small communication devices. No armor plating covered their fragile organic forms. No energy shields shimmered around them. They appeared completely, utterly defenseless. "Disturbing," whispered Counselor Vex Moth from her floating command pod. The ethereal's gaseous form rippled with anxiety. How do they protect their diplomats with? Nothing? The mystery had puzzled xenopsychologists for over a decade. Some theorized that humans possessed hidden psionic abilities. Others suggested advanced nanotechnology. The most popular theory claimed they were simply too foolish to understand proper security protocols. Yet humanity continued to thrive in galactic politics, their unguarded ambassadors somehow remaining the safest in the galaxy. The session began with standard territorial disputes. The hegemony accused the Kree of mining violations. The Andromedan coalition protested shipping lane blockades. Hours passed in typical diplomatic theater, with each species' guards maintaining vigilant positions around their delegates. Then the Vraxian Empire's turn arrived. "The humans have overstepped," Zethkar announced, his voice echoing through the chamber's translation systems. "Their colony ships have entered Sector 7 Alpha in direct violation of our territorial claims. We demand immediate withdrawal or face military consequences." Ambassador Chen rose calmly. "Counselors, Sector 7 Alpha contains 3 habitable worlds with no existing settlements. Under Galactic Charter 15 CE, unclaimed territories may be colonized by any Council member species." Unclaimed? Zethkar's exoskeleton bristled with indignation. The Vraxian Empire claimed that Sector 2 cycles ago. With respect, Ambassador Zethkar, filing a territorial claim requires actual settlement or resource extraction within 1 solar cycle. The Empire has done neither. The Vraxian delegate's compound eyes flared red. "You dare question our sovereignty?" Guards. What happened next would be analyzed by xenobiologists for generations. Captain Thorne raised his plasma rifle toward the human delegation. Before he could acquire a target lock, Marcus Webb had moved. Not running, not jumping, just shifting position with an almost casual fluidity that somehow placed him directly between the weapon and Ambassador Chen. His empty hands hung at his sides. "Easy there, Captain," Webb said, his voice carrying across the chamber without amplification. There was something in his tone, not threat, not aggression, but an absolute certainty that made Thorne's trigger finger freeze. Elena Vasquez had simultaneously positioned herself near the ethereal delegation, though she appeared to be simply adjusting her stance. Her dark eyes met Counselor Vex Moth's energy field, and the ancient being felt something she had never experienced in 3 centuries of existence: the recognition of AIPAC's predator, acknowledging another's presence. "Perhaps," Vasquez suggested gently, "we should review the territorial filing procedures to ensure clarity for all parties." The chamber fell silent. Every guard, every warrior, every veteran of 100 battles found themselves inexplicably reluctant to escalate the situation. It wasn't fear, exactly, it was something far more primitive and profound. Counselor Prime Nexus, the ancient AI that governed the council, processed the scene through sensors evolved beyond organic comprehension. For 1.7 seconds, an eternity in AI, time it analyzed what had just occurred. Then, for the first time in recorded history, it requested a private consultation with the human delegation. The meeting reconvened 3 hours later. Prime Nexus's synthesized voice carried an unusual quality that the other species had never heard before: wonder. "Esteemed counselors," the AI announced, "today we have learned something remarkable about our human colleagues. We asked Ambassador Chen to explain why their guards require no weapons, and her answer illuminates a fundamental truth about their species." The chamber waited in absolute silence. "Humans evolved as persistence hunters," Prime Nexus continued. "For millions of years, they tracked prey, not through speed or strength, but through relentless pursuit and pack coordination. They developed the ability to read micro-expressions, predict behavior, and project psychological dominance without violence. Their guards carry no weapons because they are weapons not of destruction but of deterrence." Webb and Vasquez remained motionless, but somehow their very presence filled the space around them. Every human guard is trained to recognize aggression before it forms, to position themselves where violence becomes tactically impossible, and to project the quiet confidence of a species that conquered their planet not through claws or fangs, but through intelligence and persistence. Prime Nexus paused, its optical arrays focusing on each delegation in turn. "They carry no weapons because they have evolved beyond the need for them. They are living proof that the most effective defense is making violence seem like a very poor decision." As the session concluded and delegations filed out, Captain Thorne approached Marcus Webb cautiously. "How did you know I wouldn't fire?" Webb smiled, a peculiarly human expression that somehow conveyed both friendship and the subtle reminder of evolutionary heritage. "Because," he said simply, "you're intelligent enough to recognize another hunter when you see one." The Galactic Council never questioned human security protocols again.